Whether it's the holidays or everyday life, there are times that we forget that there is hope even though our brains tell us that there isn't. That's what inspired me to make these shirts. I really do want everybody to know that there is hope even though our brains tell us that there isn't. For those that come to my website for the first time, you can type in FIRST20 and you can get 20% off at checkout. Check out these shirts and other merchandise at thenaturegirl30shop.com. Survivor Series is done, dusted, and in the books, and I'm going to go over each match one by one, say my thoughts, and do my rating. And I want to know what you guys think about Survivor Series in the comments below. So let's get started with the standalone match that should not even be here. Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. This match should be on Raw. This match shouldn't even be here. They weren't even feuding with each other. This match was dumb to be on this card. Was it a bad match? No, it wasn't. It actually was a decent one, but it shouldn't be here. But I'm still going to give it a 3 out of 5. So let's move on to the IC Championship match, one of my favorite and most anticipated matches on the card because I love that belt. For those who have seen any video on my channel, you guys know I love the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther has done such a great job bringing so much notoriety, so much strength back to the IC Championship. The Miz, even though he's the most underrated wrestler there is, has done a great job doing well when he had that championship in his hands at one time. So he would be a great champion if he won. But since he didn't, I'm fine with that. The match was really good. It showed that both of them cared much about the belt. Gunther cared about who held it, while the Miz wanted to take it from Gunther. It shows that that belt has worth. That's all that I want to know. That's all that I want to see. I enjoyed every bit of this match, and the Miz did everything he could, every dirty trick in the book to get that belt. To get that title off of him. And even though he was the babyface in this, he actually pulled every heel move he can think of to get that belt off of Gunther. But honestly, y'all, I really did enjoy this match. I thought it was great. And I call it biased. I don't care. But I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I love this match. And I really did enjoy it. And they really did a good job making me feel like that belt had worth. Okay, let's move on to the next championship match. Let's move on to Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. Now, when I looked on Twitter, a lot of people considered this match to be a snooze fest. It wasn't bad, but it was very predictable. We kind of knew that Zoe wasn't going to win. She didn't really show she could win. It didn't really give you that feeling. So the match, I understand why people consider it a snooze fest. But it wasn't that bad to me, so I'm definitely going to give it a 3 out of 5. Moving on to the War Games matches. We're going to talk about the women's first. Now, this really bothered Irvin as well as Prince when I was watching this with them. Me, myself, Prince, and Laurel, the Club Atlantis crew, we were actually watching this. And this really did bother the guys, especially Irvin and Prince. Like I said, they hated the fact that the women were just taking out the weapons and then getting in the ring instead of just getting in the ring and just handling business. And at first, I'm like, I don't understand why they're upset about it. But then after it's all over and I had time to think about it more, I understand why this bothers them. And going back and thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, most of these War Games matches, except for the ones on NXT, did feel like spot fests, and this kind of did. And that's what the women on the main rosters War Games are kind of plagued with, especially with Io Sky doing that really stupid trash can spot that she thinks is cool, and it's not. It's just dumb. But the match itself really did start picking up from the middle to the end, and I enjoyed every bit of it. It actually did surprise me on how good it started to become. So it wasn't a bad match. It actually was pretty solid. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Let's talk about the men's War Games match. Now, for the in-ring psychology, this was way better than the women's. It just seemed like they had a lot more strategy in this match than the women did. And yeah, everything kind of rested in whether or not Randy Orton was going to come out, whether he was going to fight with his brethren, whether he was going to turn against people. This was something that kind of was leaning hard on this match. So when Randy came out, he had his pop. He was able to do what he could do in the ring, especially after coming back from a back injury. And it was pretty good. I really did. I thought it was kind of fun, especially towards the end. And the ending In my opinion, it dragged on a little bit too long, but it wasn't really that bad. It actually was pretty good. So I have to give this a 3 out of 5. Overall, guys, when it comes to Survivor Series, I gotta give Survivor Series as a whole a 3 out of 5. Mainly because Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee should have been there. This is something that should have been on Raw. The women's match kind of lacked a lot of in-ring psychology when they're just kind of throwing out weapons in that ridiculous spot from Io Sky. But I really did enjoy the IC match. It really felt like they had a lot of heart and they cared about that belt. And the War Games matches weren't that bad, especially the men's. The men's was way better than the women's. It really was enjoyable to watch. Well, that is it for me, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If you like what I do, by all means subscribe, share this video with your friends, and like this video. Thank you so much. I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.